And she's like, I have COVID.
So
support
basically,
on
she
her knee.
smashed both her kneecaps.
But guys, my collarbone's gone.
I'm like, what the? So I got a new couch. I actually got 2 new couches, and this one is freaking green. Look at this one. DanDan, you could just sit there. Can you give this a pose? Wow, look at that pose.
Wow, look at that.
Damn.
Is this gonna be your new nap couch?
Yes.
This we ordered in LA before we moved here. It just got here. We ordered this in freaking July. Welcome, supply chain. So judging by the title of this video, I just want to preface this by saying DanDan is alive.
Hello, you're just looking at my boobs.
DanDan is alive. He's healthy. He's wealthy. He's doing great.
He's like, I actually feel horrendous. My kneecap is broken. My collarbone is mushy, and you know, my brain hurts. They forced me to come over today. No, I'm kidding.
We're gonna get into all of that. But first, before we get into all of that, I just want to talk about the amazing bangin' lunch that I just had. I literally went in for seconds, which these days I'm like trying not to do, but it was so good. This is the month of Valentine's Day, am I right? People are like, ooh, did you book a restaurant for your dinner? Like, they're all overbooked. They're doing prefix menus that are so expensive. I'm like, why would I go out and do that when I can get a home-cooked romantic Valentine's Day meal with my fiance in the secluded wonderfulness of our house by using HelloFresh? I'm not trying to sit there and spend all day in the kitchen. I'm trying to whip up some easy courses. I'm talking a shared plate, like an appetizer, maybe 2 separate entrees each, maybe a little dessert on the side. With HelloFresh, all of this is gonna be so easy and so simple. My fiance is obsessed with efficiency and he freaking loves HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit with good reason. Every single week they have 50 menu items and market items to choose from, and they are really good with like different diets. You can even choose from pescatarian, veggie, quick and easy meals that get dinner on the table in less than 20 minutes, that are either low in calories or in carbs, so you can indulge without any worries. They have family-friendly options to choose from, and I love that each box comes so well packed. Like, you get your meal out, you get these beautifully illustrated recipe cards that even my fiance can follow, and if he can follow this, you can follow this, and you just whip it up according to the directions. The fresh produce is sourced directly from the farmer, so you know that it's at peak freshness, peak taste, and it comes pre-portioned, so you don't have like a random bag of garlic sitting around. You don't have like a bag of green beans where you're like, wow, I used some for the recipe, but like, what am I gonna do with the rest? No, everything is pre-portioned, which is why it cuts down on that meal prep time. It also cuts down on cleanup time. I think he'll really only use like 1 pot for this chili. It's less prep, it's less wasted food, and even my sister and her husband are obsessed with it. They even increase their HelloFresh box so that they can eat their dinner, but then pack the leftovers for work tomorrow because they're working parents. And if working parents approve of HelloFresh, I tell you, it's so easy and it's so simple and it's delicious. And right now, if you guys go to HelloFresh.com and use my code MissMangoButt16, you can get up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. That's HelloFresh.com and use code MissMangoButt16. Thank you, HelloFresh, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into the video. Also, can I give an outfit of the day? This is the front, it looks boring, right? But then look at this party in the back. Look at this party in the back. DanDan got into a car accident, and I need him to sit here as proof that he's fine, he's alive, he's not at the hospital, but I tell you.
Oh, your sister had COVID.
Okay, hold on, calm your tits. So much happened this week. 2 of our closest friends caught COVID. They don't live here, they don't live in the US, so I was like,
Oh, damn.
there's nothing I can even do for you. I can't even like ship you a care package because it's gonna get there in like 3 months, and then hopefully you'll be over COVID at that point. I mean, it was really stressful. And then DanDan gets into a car accident. Now, when I was listening to him on the phone, because he was talking to my fiance on the phone, which, like, by the way, kind of offended, but it's fine. He was like, yeah, so dude, I got into a car accident. This guy is like, the whole time like, and I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get so anxious, so stressed. But then he ends it and goes, so DanDan got into a car accident. He's alive. Everything's good. But here's the picture. So like at the minute that I was starting to relax, I see the picture of this car, this vehicle, what used to be a car, but now looks like just smushed mechanics.
Looks like a mashed potato.
It looks like mashed potatoes. So here's the whole story of what happened. This all happened on Sophie's freaking birthday. It was a good day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good day. And the party ended quickly. DanDan did not like drink or anything. I feel like people are gonna ask, but he didn't. He even got like a sobriety test. The police came. Anyways, you get it, right? There was a party. He leaves super early. Yeah, maybe like 8 or something. He left really early. Usually These things go to like 1 in the freaking morning, okay?
For real?
Sometimes he'll be spending the night and stuff, but he left really early for once. Okay, you need to fill me in on what was going on in your mind.
Okay.
But this is what I heard of the story. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So he's telling me this story, and he said that DanDan was driving on the highway, and there's so much construction going on these days. I don't know what's been happening. It's been going on since we moved here. So he's like on this road. Were there barriers on both sides?
Yeah. The right side was like a fence, kind of. The left side was like a construction yellow rail and a concrete rail.
And then so one lane, and it's blocked by a fence, like a construction fence on this side, and then those construction like orange things and like a concrete rail on this side,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So you're driving on it, going, I don't know, I'm assuming highway, so like 60 miles an hour,
No,
right?
but I was driving pretty slow because I was. It's near the exit, like
So like 50 miles an hour?
like 40.
40, all right? A
45.
good 45 miles an hour, right? And, which is really fast, honestly. So he's going 40, no, I'm not saying you're speeding, but like 45 miles an hour
It
is generally a pretty fast pace, right? So he's going 45 miles an hour, and he says that he saw this box in the middle of this road. And I think I'm assuming, the minute that you saw it, what was your thought?
Oh,
So you see this box,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm not gonna freaking run over the box. Also, why
was-
is there a box?
I don't know. It was an empty black box.
So essentially what happened is you see the box and your instinct is to swerve, but then there was a barrier. So you swerved through the barrier or into the barrier?
So I swerved and then
Yeah.
I did this and then I touched the thing. Yeah.
Okay, he says I touched the thing. Here's a picture of his
rail.
car.
The-
But you did not touch the thing.
I-
You demolished the thing.
When
So
did you
I
went
hit
through?
it and when I went through that, I broke it. Like all the yellow stuff, like,
And then where did you drive into?
you know the exit and the real highway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like that, but there was a construction. Like triangle.
Oh, like the
Divided.
Oh yeah, I know. What
Yeah,
you're
kind of like
talking
that. And I thought like it was raining gold. Cause all the yellow stuff was like splattering.
about. Oh my god.
Dude, but I'm not gonna lie, it was like,
Was
I don't
this
know how I'm alive.
Bro, don't be saying that.
No, but seriously, if they see the picture, it's like, it's crazy. Like, yeah.
So then the police come, and you said you couldn't open your front 2 doors?
Yeah, I couldn't.
So how'd you get out?
I kind of panicked.
Okay, so his airbags deployed though.
Yes. So you can't see the wind, like you can't see outside, cause the airbag was covering it, like everything, all the windows.
Okay.
And then so I ran, like I just left everything behind. I had MacBook, I like clothes, and then I just went to the back door to check. Thank goodness, it opened like 1/4 way. It was like making that weird sound, you know? Like I got out, I looked at the car, I was like, dang, it's over.
Did you run away from the car?
I kind of walked back, maybe 2 feet,
Bruh,
and then I called the police.
I can only imagine like the stress if I was in that situation. I would think that the car was gonna blow up.
No,
or something.
speaking of that, like,
did you have that panic?
no, I thought it was
either?
gonna blow too, cause
Yeah.
I smelled like smoke.
Oh.
So I thought there was gonna be a fire soon. Like that's why I was panicking. Like, oh
Like
my
to get
God.
out of there
Yes,
before- yeah.
ASAP.
Oh my god, that's so stressful. That's so stressful. Okay, I'm like getting more stressed out, and this is like my 10th time hearing this story, I tell you. So then he gets into the car accident, the police show up, and I guess they were like,
Wow, dude, are you drunk?
he's completely sober. And then he explains the box situation, and then the police is like, oh, okay. So whenever you see a box or anything, even if it's a deer, because we live in Georgia, if you see that on the road, you gotta hit it.
The officer said it's better off for you to just go for it
Rather than swerve.
rather than just trying to dodge it.
But I'm sure if you're like a mile away and you're like, let me speed up to hit that deer, you're a psychopath,
Yeah,
okay?
right, exactly.
You gotta get help.
Exactly.
But I'm assuming in that split second, the deer jumps out, don't swerve. And then I was like, oh, that's some weird advice, right? But then we told Andrew about everything that happened because he came over too. And he was like, oh, no. Like, I have friends who are like in that, like, I had friends who were cops at one point, and they said, think about it this way. Better to hit a deer than swerve, and God forbid you hit a car with a baby in it, with a pregnant woman, with a whole family in it. Like, you gotta stay in your own lane. Like, that's what they said. You gotta stay
But it's just
in your
sometimes it's so hard.
But it's instinct.
'Cause it's our
You're
instinct.
fighting your instinct.
Yes.
Because imagine, it's like, you know it's a head-on collision,
Like sometimes,
right?
sometimes when I see a plastic bag flowing in the...
Bruh, he be-
That's yes, dude.
Thankfully, it was a one-lane situation, but imagine if there was lots of cars and you swerve into a car, like, How could you live with yourself?
But what do you think about this, guys? The officer, when
Yeah.
he tested me,
Yeah.
he made me do 3 tests.
Yeah, because come on,
But like
it's a little
I'm
wild.
injured, bro. Like, can you calm down?
No,
Like,
no.
what did he make you do?
Dude, he made me do the walking thing where you just go a straight line like this.
Yeah.
And then count to 10 too. And then he made me balance one leg and the other leg like this until he made me stop. I was so scared.
It's because
The
you're
breath-
young,
breath
it's
line.
Saturday night, and you did crash the car, you know?
I guess.
So it makes sense. I mean, yeah, like thank God, nothing
Thank
wrong.
God I didn't.
Yeah, and we would never let him leave the house if he was drinking.
Oh.
That's why he ends up sleeping the night sometimes after parties. Insane, no? Insane. So we get this picture and we're like, well, what do we do? So he comes over and we're like, okay, we gotta start calling insurance. We gotta do all this. And then the whole time he's like, guys, I'm fine. My sister was sitting there, pregnant and everything, and she's like,
I don't know, Hannah. I think you need to go to the ER.
and I'm like, listen, this pharmacist is saying this shit. We gotta go to the ER. And he's like,
No, I'm good. But guys, my collarbone's gone.
I'm like, what the
I thought it was misaligned, not broken or anything.
I think I'm the first one that was worried about it.
You know what he did? He came to me and he goes, babe, don't freak out. Don't freak out, but we gotta convince DanDan to go to the ER. And I'm like, why shouldn't I freak out? And he goes, don't scream, he's gonna hear you. But I touched his collarbone. It's mushy.
No, I said it was relocated.
He said mushy.
I mean, you
I
might have been
remember
right. You
the
might have
word
been right.
mushy.
Oh, no. Like the spot
Sunken or something.
Yes, where
Yes.
your collarbone's supposed to be is
Yeah.
mushy. I feel like the bone was relocated.
Exactly.
So both me and Andrew touched it, and we're like, that's weird.
Yeah, so
But we both didn't try to make it
Yeah.
seem obvious. So we're like, I think you're okay. Like, we didn't want to freak him out.
and I immediately ran downstairs and I was like, take off your shirt right now. Take off your shirt right now.
She made me-
Show
yes, she
us
did.
everything. So he walked out shirtless. My sister's there. Sophie's there. We're all looking at him and we're like,
Oh no, dude. Was it always like that?
Did you see my nipple though?
no, I didn't see your nipple. What's wrong with your nipple?
I don't know why they're so in here.
And the whole time he's like, nah, I'm good, guys. And he's laying on the couch like this. And every time he gets up, he's limping. He's walking so
It was
slow.
pretty tough, like
Dude.
first 2 days.
So we're like, okay, you gotta go to the urgent care at least. If you're not trying to go to the emergency room, we gotta take you to the urgent care. So they end up going to urgent care. They get x-rays. Because he was like, my chest feels weird. I was like, he was walking weird. He's like, my knee feels weird. Everything feels weird. So they go to urgent care together. And everything was good?
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, the nurse, the first nurse.
Oh, bro, she kept talking and talking and talking.
What
Like,
was she saying?
Oh yeah? How bad was it?
She was
like
like,
seriously.
did you? She's like, oh, your insurance gonna go up. She was like, yeah, I had one and my insurance went way up.
And I said, who? Asta.
Oh, who asked?
Cut that off.
And after she walked out, we're both looking at each other. We're like, oh my god, because then there was about to cry at that point.
I was just, I was
No,
When
just.
she
but it
walked
was
out?
late and it was
Yeah.
like he was stressed that
Yeah.
day. So his collarbone was fine, everything is fine. He's walking as normal now.
Touch his collarbone.
No, I can't. I can't.
No, why was it so weird that day then?
I don't know, it just felt like it was
Okay.
going in.
So he gets into a car accident and it was a shit show. And that day happened to be my mom's birthday.
Yep.
The day after Sophie's birthday is my mom's birthday. Well, 2 days after, but we had Sophie's birthday on the 22nd. Anyway, it was my mom's birthday. We're eating cake. Him and his broken ass collarbone. Okay, it wasn't broken, but he's eating tiramisu. He's being a good sport. And
It was
then that
good.
night he was like, yeah, we're like, yeah, you just gotta sleep over, okay? And we put him on the couch and he's like, guys, I'm not sleepy. I slept all day. Like, I'm so exhausted. I give him the world's fattest melatonin. I'm like,
Is
yeah.
that supposed to be like not normal? What's the normal size?
The
Oh.
serving size is 2,
What? You
but
only took
I
half.
take half.
2 is normal?
I take half, yeah.
Dude, I think 2 I was asleep for like 2 days.
Yeah, and 5 minutes later, we're on the bed, he's on the couch, and we hear him go,
Yeah, so I'm really tired. I'm gonna sleep right now.
and just instant snoring, dude. Instantaneous snoring. He knocked out. The next morning, I got a phone call.
For who?
From who did that?
My mother?
Your mother!
I I'm like, okay, I don't want to stress him out, so I go out to the backyard, and she's just going off. So she called me because DanDan didn't call his mom when he got into an accident, right?
I was gonna tell her that day though.
Yeah, like I think DanDan was in a. I completely understand. I like literally wasn't even telling him to call his mom, which normally I would have, but he was just trying to figure it out first because he didn't want to stress his mom out. So he wanted to be like, hey mom, this is what happened. I'm good. Look at my urgent care results. I got an X-ray. I called the insurance company. Like this is the plan now, right? So then she wouldn't be as stressed because if he told her in the moment, she probably would have been freaking out. So she calls me and she's like,
So your dad called me.
my dad, he's the neighborhood talker. He's the town gossip. You want everyone in the family to know something?
Bro, he's the
without
man.
telling them?
He's the guy.
He's the man. I tell my dad what happened, right? And he was like, wow, so he didn't tell his mom, which is his little sister. And I'm like, no, and you can't either. Got it? And he's like, yeah, got it for sure. Good, sounds great. He calls his mom. And he's like scolding his mom. He's like, come on, think about it. Why wouldn't he tell you? Think about it, think about it. There's probably a reason he didn't tell you. I'm just saying. So then she calls me and is like, why didn't he tell me? And I'm like, I don't know, lady, I don't know, right? I don't know. Honestly, understandable. I can only imagine the panic, but I tell you, it was a roller coaster of emotions for me too. She went from being like, why the hell didn't he tell me, to like,
Oh yeah, I'm so glad he's okay. Are you sure he went to urgent care like my poor baby?
and then she went to like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. He's just been at your house this whole time. I'm gonna pick him up immediately. Actually, no, I'm not gonna pick him up. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I'm just like sitting there trying to comfort her in the freezing cold. And then she's like, but here's the crazy thing. I had a dream. Literally like 2 nights ago, the night you got into an accident. And I was like, okay. And she goes, I had a dream that Hyunwoo was drowning in a pool. I don't think she knows how to swim because she was saying like, I couldn't jump in for some reason and save him. So everybody, like there was a bunch of people there, everybody was jumping in, trying to like grab him out of the water, and he was not surfacing. And so she was just frantic the whole time and she didn't know what to do. She was flipping the fork out, and she said she woke up before she found out what happened, or before she even got to see you or see if you were pulled out of the water or anything.
But apparently, if the water is clear, it means the accident isn't too bad. Like you're good. But if it was, you can't see the water. Like it's.
Oh, is that what
Murky?
that
But if
thing
it's
means?
dim, if it's dim, then it's like a super bad, like some shit happened.
Wait, car
That's what my
accident?
mom said. Like,
She probably like Googled it or like looked it up on Neighbor.
Wow.
but since I was in a swimming pool water, it's clear.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god, that gave me chills.
Crazy, yo.
That's so scary. I don't even know what to say.
Guys, trust your dreams. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Bro.
So she's telling me about this dream, and then I tell you, she was going through a lot of emotions. So she felt like she couldn't yell at you because she didn't want you to like hide things from her. So at one moment, she literally was like, I'm gonna fucking kill it. I'm just so glad he's okay. And I was like, this is the most mom thing ever. Like this is literally every single person's mom. So then that takes place, right? We had 2 of our closest friends who caught COVID. Then he gets into a car accident. I'm like, okay, it's time for some everything's handled. He's
Oh my
feeling
God.
better, right?
Tiffany.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then that day that he came over, Tiffany was running into the basement to do something, and
She was carrying something.
yeah, she was carrying something too. I forget what it was, but she was carrying something, and I guess I'm gonna be honest with you, that basement, like the last step, kind of blends in, and she missed the last step, and she didn't want to drop whatever she was carrying, so she landed on her knee. Like she tried to
So
support
basically,
on her
she
knee.
smashed both her kneecaps onto the floor.
Oh.
And I just had my mom flipping shit. So I run all the way downstairs and I see her on the basement, and Tiffany is not a weak bitch. She is a bad bitch.
Yeah.
I see her scream at a spider.
Okay, okay. She's the type that
To endure.
she has a really high pain tolerance from what I've gathered. Like she's not the type that would ever cry in front of someone. She's like not the type to like
I
whine
see her
about.
crying.
Yeah, but
You're her brother, okay? Like, she's not someone who's dramatic. Like, if that were me and I got a paper cut, I'd be on the floor with my bleeding finger, like,
Oh my god.
but she's never dramatic. And I see her literally laying on the floor like a dead cockroach. And I'm like,
seriously?
oh my
She wasn't
god.
moving.
And I'm laughing now now because like the analogy of the dead cockroach. But I was so scared because I've never seen her like this. My mom was so scared because she's never seen Tiffany like this. Like our whole family was like, we didn't know what to do. We had to carry her to the car and drive her home. And like my mom knew it was bad because her shoes were left at the front door. Like she was not wearing her shoes. She was not walking. Literally, she couldn't walk for days. How many? I think like 2 or 3 days she said she couldn't walk. Wow. It was bad. And this guy is sitting there eating mashed potatoes and he's like, everybody dropping like fries. They're flies. I said fries. Am I hungry? He goes, everybody's dropping like flies. And Andrew's like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like I got a diarrhea. And he's like, you too? Who's next? Who's next to go, huh? And then my sister was the next to go. My sister calls me 3 days later and my mom is standing next to me and I guess my mom already knew about everything going on because she's like, pick it up, pick it up. So I pick it up and I'm like, hello? Like, why is mommy being so weird? And she's like, I have COVID. Dude, my sister is 7.5 months pregnant. She's giving birth. Her expected due date is literally her birthday.
2 months. Oh.
March,
It's on his birthday?
I think March 20th, he's 19.
March 20th?
Yeah, like literally like a day or two around his, I think it was like 1 or 2 days after his birthday.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I mean, she's heavily pregnant. I mean, thankfully she was vaccinated. So she had Sophie. Then she got vaccinated, both doses, and then she got pregnant. So she's like fully vaccinated because I know it's approved for pregnant people, but she just waited after Sophie anyway. Her OBGYN said that she had a lot of patients who had COVID and only like 2 of them went to the hospital. But like, how many patients you got, ma'am? Because if it's 2 out of 3, it's not looking good. If it's 2 out of 100, okay, fine, right? You gotta give us more detail than that. Is it 2 this week, 2 today? Is it 2 the whole time since the pandemic started? I need to know, right? But I can't tell my sister these things. And she was dying. My sister is like Tiffany, like they have crazy pain tolerances. My sister, I've never seen her that sick. She said it's like pins and needles in her throat. She can't even leave the bed. She has to wear a mask. Sophie is out of the house. She's at her other grandma's house right now, Andrew's mom's house. Andrew, when he comes home, he's like triple masked up and he stays in a different room. It's bad. So we all got tested and thankfully I was really worried that it was from the Sophie's birthday party because there were a lot more like older high risk people, so I'm like fork. But we told everybody it doesn't seem to be them because nobody else was positive. Like we all got PCRs and everybody was negative. And then we saw her on Sunday, so it must have been literally Monday or Tuesday when she was at work, which everybody at her workplace has been dropping like flies. But she keeps her mask on the whole time, except when she's drinking water, but she's really careful. Like she says she goes to a little corner because she's pregnant, you know, so she's extra careful and she's and then puts her mask back on. She said that there will be people who come in, no mask, and they go,
so I just tested positive for COVID. Is there any medication I can take?
just breathing on her. And she's like, are you serious? Like you're not gonna wear a mask? You literally tested positive. Like how selfish can you be in this life? And she says it's actually shocking. You'd be surprised at how normal that is. For people to just walk in maskless and being like, I got tested for COVID. So just blatant, shameless. Yeah, my parents are so stressed out right now. She texted all of us, don't call me, because she couldn't sleep.
She couldn't sleep?
She can't even sleep. She says she's miserable.
Okay.
I'm sure also, like, I know when she was pregnant last time with Sophie, around this time, she can't sleep. Yeah, and then the throat pain, I'm sure, is worse. So she, like, really can't sleep. She says it's way worse. It's the Omicron, but everyone's like, Omicron's not bad. Bro, it's bad. That's what's been going on in this house right now. It's just been a mess. It's been a wreck. I'm glad you're fine, though.
Thank you.
And then last night we get woken up at like midnight.
Yeah.
And our camera alarms are going off.
Why?
I'm like, oh my god, it's the night. Something crazy is going. I'm like,
Get the skirts, right?
and we check the cameras. There's just 2 big ass dogs somehow hanging out on our front lawn.
Giant.
They're running around playing, and then they came to our front door like,
Let me in.
and I was like, okay, let's let them in because I just got 2 new dogs. Like it's a sign, like these are my dogs now, right? But then he was like, babe, they have collars on. And then we see in the camera an owner going, come here. And then they're looking at the door, and then they run off with the owner.
Okay.
And I was like, at midnight? Your dogs are peeing at midnight? But they were really cute, so cute. So that's what's been going on. Oh, we have a shark. Look in the pool.
We have a shark in our pool.
Oh.
I don't know where the shark.
Holy! It's a shark!
Okay, no, DanDan, I
What?
know you think we're being dramatic.
Dude, that's
but
so-
No, but that's not our shark.
Where is it?
We never put this in there.
What?
No, I'm serious.
What do you-
None of us put the shark
Wait,
in
you
there.
don't see that shark right there near the line?
Yeah, that's fake.
Yes, I know it's fake.
I know it's fake, but we didn't put it in there.
That's not our shark.
Who did it?
We don't know.
Smiling. It's cheesing.
Yo, he's like, what's up?
If somebody that lives in Atlanta is missing a shark,
Baby
shark.
let me know because it just showed up one day and it's a little bit creepy. But I think that's gonna be it for today's video. We're gonna spend some quality time with DanDan. Maybe we'll go eat something. Maybe we'll go bowling. I've been wanting to go bowling. Maybe we'll
Badminton.
we can play badminton.
You like badminton? He says Valorant.
So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please leave some love in the comments for DanDan. He needs it.
And your sister.
I need it.
And my sister, yeah, my sister
We all
needs
need
it.
it.
We all need it. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.